So class 7th, Deccan campaign. Having consolidated his empire in North India, Akbar sent his officials to pursue the rulers of Ahmednagar, Bizapur and Golconda to accept him as their suzerain. Suzerain means authority given. So, but they refused. He then waged war against Chand Bibi, the queen of Ahmednagar. Who is Chand Bibi? The queen of Ahmednagar. She was defeated after brave resistance and later killed by one of her own nobles. In 1596 CE, Berar was annexed. In 1601 CE, Khandesh was also annexed to the empire. Akbar empires now extended from Hindu Kush in the northwest to the Hindu Kush to the northwest to the Brahmaputra in the east and from the Himalayas in the north to river Godavari in the south. Akbar empires now extended from Hindu Kush in the northwest to the Brahmaputra in the east and from the Himalayas in the north to river Godavari in the south. So Deccan campaign, very important part. Hindu Kush in the northwest to the Brahmaputra. Administration is the accounts part or office work. So what is administration? Akbar was not only a great warrior and a statesman but also an efficient administrator. His administrative policies were continued by the successors and also served as the basis of the administrative setup in British India. Akbar followed most of the policies of the Sher Shah Suri with some improvements here and there. His administrative system can be studied under two heads. First one, central administration. Second one, provisional administration. So what is central administration? The most important thing is central administration. Akbar was known to be a benevolent ruler who ruled for the welfare of his subjects. He started his day and appearance at the balcony or jharoka of his place, and the jharoka means window of his place, and people gathered below it to get a glimpse of their emperor and present their petitions. The petitions were heard and promptly settled. The highest court of appeal was the emperor himself. The emperor held court with the help of many people. The most important of them were the Wazir and Mir Bakshi. The Wazir was like the Prime Minister. The Wazir was the Prime Minister at the head of the Revenue Department. Revenue means cash department, income department. Clear? So the Wazir was like the Prime Minister and the head of the Revenue Department. He was also known as the Diwan. उसको दीवान भी बोलते थे और Prime Minister भी. So, Mir Bakshi, the paymaster, look after the military affairs. Mir Bakshi, the paymaster, look after the military affairs and also headed the intelligence department of the empire. Mir Bakshi, military affairs and also headed the intelligence department of the empire. Khan-e-Zaman was the next important minister. The first important minister, Prime Minister, the Wazir. Second is Mir Bakshi. Mir Bakshi looked after the military affairs and also headed the intelligence department of the empire. Clear? Khan-e-Zaman was the next important minister. The second minister named Khan-e-Zaman was the next important minister who looked after the imperial household. Qazi was the chief of the judicial department. The other important officials were who was the supervisor of the royal mint and daroga in charge of the mail. Akbar held audience in the Diwan-e-Am regularly to hear personal grievances of his people. In order to check corruption and improve administration, he He often went on tours and frequently transferred officials. He met his important officials in the Diwan-e Khas. It's a very important word, Diwan-e Khas. He met the important officials in the Diwan-e Khas to seek their advice on various matters. Diwan-e Khas is just like a building, so very precious building at the time of Akbar. So provincial administration. The first is central administration, provincial administration. The empire was divided. Provincial empire was divided into 15 subas, each in the charge of a government called subedar. 15 subas. 15 subas, each a charge of a government called subedar. The subas were further divided into districts called sarkars, which were further divided into parganas. Each parganas consisted of a number of villages. The subedar was assisted by a diwan or the revenue minister. The subedar was assisted by diwan or the revenue minister. The Kotwal maintained law and order. Who maintained law and order? The Kotwal maintained the law and order, checked the crime, and kept a record of all people living in the town. Officials were carefully appointed and were paid salary regularly. For services, officials were also rewarded with land grants. The panchayat looked after the village administration and also imparted justice to the people. So Mansabdari system, the very important thing in this chapter, Mansabdari. Two things is very important. First one is the administration part, central administration, and Subedar for provisional administration, and Mansabdari system. What is Mansabdari system? Mansabdari system, Akbar introduced the Mansabdari system, Mansab, in an Arabic and meaning rank or position. Every officer or noble was given a mansab or rank and was called a mansabdar. A mansabdar was required to maintain a stipulated number of horsemen according to his rank. There were 33 categories of mansabdars, the lower being commander of 10 horsemen and the highest commanding 10,000 soldiers. Mansabs of the above 5,000 were reserved for princes and the close relatives. Apart from a salary in a cash, a jagir was also given to Mansabdar for paying the soldiers and maintaining a fixed number of elephants, camels, mules and carts. So, however, Akbar was not solely dependent on the Mansabdars, as he had an army to well-trained soldiers and artillery under his direct control. So, economy, land revenue system. What is land revenue system? So Akbar appointed Raja Todarmal, the revenue minister of Sher Shah Suri. Akbar appointed Raja Todarmal, the revenue minister of Sher Shah Suri, as a revenue minister. He advised the system which was followed till the coming of the British. The chief source of state income was land revenue. Land of each farmer was measured in bighas and divided into categories according to its produce. Bamboo sticks were joined together with iron rings for measuring land. Land was divided into three grades: good, average and bad. Assessment was based on the average produce. Prevailing over the past 10 years. The share of the state was 1/3 of the produce, which could be paid in cash or kind. Paper records of revenue were maintained. Farmers were also given loans in times of natural climates. Trade means business. Trade was another source of revenue. Textiles, spices and indigo were Before, both inland and overseas trade was encouraged. Roads were constructed and maintained. India traded with China and Central Asia and Europe. Gold coins called mohar was issued. Mohar means stamp. Gold coins called mohar were issued. Silver and copper coins were also issued. So thank you class. So next I will discuss regarding religious policy.